Hey, what up, people? I just basically want to give y'all a little introduction to me, the type of gamer I am, you know, how I feel about gaming. As you can see from my collection down here, I am very passionate about gaming. I love gaming, I love it. I've always loved the medium. It's always been my favorite entertainment medium ever since a child, ever since I first picked up those sticks. I believe one of the first games I ever played was Duck Hunt, way back in the day, so I've been loving it ever since. Right now, I just want to showcase my collection, and like I said, give y'all a little introduction into the world of Deadman. So yeah, that's my gamer handle, Deadman. I don't be online very often, so y'all probably not gonna see me around until I really do start getting that online gaming. Although with Mario Kart 8 coming out just recently, I'm gonna have to take that plunge for that Wii U and jump online and try to dust off the chops, and put in some work. But first of all, let me just introduce you guys to my consoles right here. I got the Wii going right here. As you can see, it's taken quite a beating. It's a very old console, and I don't mind because guess what? The Wii is gonna be getting thrown out, sold, given away, what have you, in a few days, maybe a few weeks, once I go ahead and upgrade to the Wii U. So I know everything from my Wii collection is backwards compatible, so I'm not even worried about that. So that's a dead system. Even Nintendo killed it off already. You know what though? I gotta tell you, with the Wii, it's so disappointing because that system had so much potential, but that potential got squandered with a lot of gimmicks and tomfoolery. Nintendo themselves did themselves a great disservice with that system. The Wii could have been so much more, but instead, Nintendo just gave us a lot of mini games, and I know, don't get me wrong, they gave us some big quality games, as you'll see in my Wii collection, but at the same time, like, I think they abused the motion controls and they overestimated the longevity of it. Now, don't get me wrong, the Wii sold gangbusters, 100 million plus sold. Great bounce back, especially after the debacle of the GameCube, but still squandered a lot of potential with the Wii. I basically feel like, in 2009, they should have released that Wii U, and they should have called it Wii HD. You know what I mean? And they would have been right there on point to take over again. I'm longing for the days when Nintendo was really that #1 company, that console manufacturer that everybody wants their game on, because that was it. That was the golden age of Nintendo gaming, and now it's not like that anymore. Now all we have really to go on is like cheap third-party knockoffs and Nintendo exclusives, which, by the way, have never dipped in quality. So that's one thing Nintendo fans can always hold their hat on. Nintendo games have never dipped in quality. Now, on to my favorite console thus far in all my years of gaming. Definitely, I can't think of any console. Maybe the GameCube comes in a close second, because the GameCube was cool in a dorky sort of way, so I love that system too, but it cannot touch this bad mama jamma right here. Oh my lord, my Gears of War 3 edition 360. Love it. I still think it's the best looking 360 on the market. Now, the people that know me know I am not a beta gamer. And when I say a beta gamer, I mean that person who's going to run out and buy a console day one. A person who's going to run out and buy a lot of games day one. Because especially on the console side of things, you're getting an incomplete product. With the cloud and the internet being what it is these days, these companies, and we saw it just last year with the release of the PS4 and the Xbox One. These companies are releasing half-baked systems and then just upgrading, updating later on in the life cycle. And me personally, I'm not gonna pay a whole bunch of money for a half-baked system. That's just me. That's my stance. I like to consider myself a thrift shopping gamer. Thrift shop gamer, okay? Because I don't buy stuff day one like that unless it's something that I'm really passionate about. There's a few games in my collection that I have bought day one, and I'll point those out to you guys as we go along. But for the most part, I wait, and I'm so glad that I waited, because I never had that ugly atrocity that was the original 360 that had the hard drive on the top. It was just a monster. It was ugly, it was nasty, it was disgusting. And I waited and I waited and I waited for the right time to jump in, and what did I get for all my patience? Blood-stained skull. Beautiful. It's a beauty. Love this system. Love this system. Never getting rid of it. Hope it never dies on me too. Knock on wood. Then here we go. We got the PS3, which is my least used system out of all the three that I have right now. The reason it's my least used system is because I got this system secondhand, and about maybe 2 weeks into using the system, it kinked out on me. Well, the system itself didn't kink out, but the HDMI port did. This is why I really can't stand buying secondhand hardware. But my boy, he needed the money, and he was trying to get rid of it anyway. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do you a solid. I needed the PS3 anyway, so I did it, and I jumped in, and I regret it, so to speak. I don't regret it because I got the PS3 and I still helped my boy out, but at the same time, it's like, you know, missed out on getting that new car smell from it. So you know, but I am gonna be either selling this or giving it away, or just dumping it, depending on how I feel and what presents itself once I decide to get another PS3. I was actually trying to see if maybe PlayStation Now would be something feasible, and then I wouldn't go ahead and get another PS3. I'd just get a PS4 and then, you know, sign up for the PlayStation Now program. But it's based on some of the rumors, it seems like it's going to be a pretty ridiculous pricing model, so it might not be something I do. I might just stick with the PS3 and bargain hunt all my games, and just go that way with my PS3 collection. But who knows? Only time will tell. We'll see. E3 is a few days away, so I'm looking forward to see what each company has. I'm definitely not making any moves right now in terms of purchasing any new consoles for that reason. I know for a fact PS4 and Xbox One are at least another year out, because like I said, I don't buy beta consoles, and I'm looking for the right device. I'm looking for the right bundles. I'm looking for the right designs. I'm looking for slim down models. That Xbox One is a ugly monster. It's the most hideous console I've ever seen in my life, and that includes going back to things like the NES and ColecoVision, and you know, although I don't really remember ColecoVision like that, I ain't that old, but it's the most hideous system I've ever seen. PS4 has a sleeker design, but it's still pretty ugly. Actually, I hate all the looks of the next gen. All the new gen stuff, they're all ugly. The least offensive is the Wii U, but the damn thing is just an angled Wii that's a little longer, so ain't nothing much to talk about with that. So right now, PS4, Xbox One, they're at least a year out. A couple price drops out, you know what I mean? Maybe one price drop out, I don't know. Price isn't really the main thing. It's really the look and the feel. The timing has to be right for me. But I do know that after E3, I will be taking that plunge on a Wii U. But like I said, I'm just looking to see if Nintendo announces any SKUs, any additional SKUs. I know they just released the Mario Kart 8 bundle. Not really a fan of that bundle because I'm paying $30 extra just to get a couple extra peripherals. Yes, I do get an extra game with it, but still not liking the feel of that bundle. But I might go ahead and get it. I know Mario Kart is a must-have, so I'm not sure. We'll see what E3 brings. But let's get into the games. Right here, I got Uncharted 1 and 2. Got the dual pack going. Love these games. Best thing Sony has done. These games are awesome. They have a really tight cinematic experience. They make you feel like you're playing a movie, and that's awesome. And it's not the Metal Gear type of make you feel like you're playing a movie where you're sitting through 30-minute long cutscenes. Now, granted, I've never really played them games like by myself, but you know, I've listened to a lot of stuff about them, and you know, done a lot of research in terms of watching videos, gameplays for it, and stuff like that. And it's, suffice it to say, Uncharted is more immersive than that, in my opinion. So I love those games. I haven't played 3 yet, but I beat 1 and 2. Actually, when the HDMI port died on me, I was midway through part 1 again on a higher difficulty. So I love that. Then we got the Ninja Gaiden here, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which is the PlayStation version of the original Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden Black, I believe it was, for the original Xbox. So that was pretty cool. I didn't get to finish that, but I was having fun with that. Then we come over to the Mod Nation Racers, which is sort of a riff on Mario Kart. It's awful. I hate it. I love. There are a couple redeeming factors in it that, you know, you can use a shield when people are trying to attack you. You have a wide variety of customization features, which is awesome. So, you know, those are a couple things. I like the persistent boost in it as well too. As long as you have, as long as you do tricks. So it kind of treats it like an adult racer in that sense, where, you know, once you power slide, you build up boost, stuff like that. Little Mario Kart / Need for Speed, but more Mario Kart, and it's not very good. Shaun White's skateboarding, subpar, you know. Just Shaun White trying to put his name on the whole skateboarding craze, because at the time skate was really hot. It was on the way down, but it was still pretty hot, so he was trying to jump in. I got it on the bargain bin side because, you know, I hadn't purchased a game since like a skateboarding game since like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, which was to me the last great skateboarding game. I was never really into any of the skate games, so, you know, I tried it. I was unimpressed. Don't really play it. Didn't give a damn about it. Then right here we have BioShock, my Ultimate Rapture Edition. It's still shrink wrapped because I have not found the precious time I need to devote to playing these 2 games back to back. When I do, I might even put up some footage for you guys, but when I do, I just want it to be right. I want the mood to be right. I want the timing to be right. I want everything to be right. So this game remains shrink wrapped. I played part 1. I beat it. As you can see, there's my part 1 copy right there. I beat it, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Played Infinite as well. Beat it. Oh, love that even more. I love how Infinite ties the worlds together, but I'll get into that more a little bit in a little bit. But I have not played 2, and I'm looking forward to playing all of them straight through. I love to do that. I love marathon and games and TV shows and different things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But I refuse to unshrink wrap this game until I'm going to put it in and just sink my time into it. Next to my original BioShock, I got Devil May Cry 4. It's the only DMC game I've played. Pretty fun. Pretty nice. Not much to say about it. Combat is pretty slick. Game is pretty impressive looking. Actually, when I first saw it, like previews and stuff for that, I thought it was gonna be more than what it really ended up being, but it's still a pretty solid game. Then we got the Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition. Love it. You're gonna see in my collection I have a few Game of the Year editions or Ultimate editions or what have you, because I'm a thrift shopper. A lot of games I don't buy day one, because if I wait 6 months to a year, I'm gonna get everything that came out on day one plus all the DLC for $40. I don't understand why gamers do it. Everybody has their personal preference, and actually I lie. I do understand why they do it, because when you have that series that you just love that much, you don't care about waiting, and you don't care about spending double the money to have all the extra content. So I do understand that. But me personally, the majority of these games here have all been bought 6 months to a year after, or even more after they've come out, you know. So that's just how I'm able to build my library so vastly. Well, I know it's not much compared to a lot of you other guys out there, but that's how I'm able to, you know, keep my library swimming and still keep my pockets afloat as well. Then I got Soul Calibur 4. Pretty underwhelming title. Last great Soul Calibur was Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube. That Link was awesome. So off of that, I played part 3 on the PS2, I believe it was, but yeah, it was crap. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll still go ahead and get part 4 because at least the system is okay in terms of the mechanics. And then it has Star Wars characters, which I love, but it's pretty lame actually. Then here we go. Gears of War triple pack, which includes Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and then some DLC for Gears of War 2. By the way, Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'd say my top 3 gaming franchises are BioShock, Gears of War, and what's the third one? Wow, I forgot my third favorite franchise of all time. How unfortunate is that? I guess it really isn't in my favorites, huh? Yep, guess not. But BioShock and Gears of War, 2 of my favorite franchises of all time. Love it. Oh, I lied. Here it is, Uncharted, one of my favorite franchises as well. All 3 very solid franchises, makes great games. All the games in the series are good. Love that. Then I got the Homefront here. Cool concept for a game. But I don't know, the execution was poor. I love the vibe, I love the feel, but they just didn't execute well enough, man. It would have been a great co-op game too, which is becoming a lost art in gaming nowadays. Co-op play. I am looking for that company that gives me that. Give me a military shooter that's co-op gameplay, co-op campaign gameplay. I am looking for that. That is going to be a shooter that I purchase day one, hands down, bar none. But they are not giving it to me. I don't know why, but damn this industry for doing that to me. Anyway, next we got the Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year edition again. Loving that game. Still haven't beat it yet. It's a good game, but hey, I got a lot of others too. Then I got the BioShock Infinite right here, which is like I said, one of my favorites. Yes, I like to be a little different, so I did flip the cover inside out and to get that red classical feel to it. As you can see, it looks way different from anything else down here. Sorry, you got a little glare from the light, but if you look at it, if you look at that, it stands out pretty much more than anything else down there. Shadows of the Dam trying to take your shine, but that thing is beautiful. So yeah, I love that. Played through it twice already. Gonna go through it again once I go through the BioShocks all in a row. That BioShock Infinite is one of the few games that I purchased day one. That is a series I love. I was looking forward to that. It did not end up being all that it should have been and could have been, but it is still a magnificent game. That was a day one purchase for me. Love it. Do not regret it. Haven't bought or played any of the DLC. Will do that eventually, but not right now. Project Sylphid, got that on the low for like $6 just for getting its sake. Sometimes I'm tempted when there's games that are really low on the price. I just cop them just to have them. Played a little bit of it, not worth talking about. Shadows of the Dam, I got it because it was a collaboration between Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil, right? And Suda51, creator of No More Heroes, right? Crazy combination. Supposed to do big things. Didn't do big things. Mediocre game at best. Has that wonky ass Resident Evil feel to it. It's just not that good. It's okay. Medal of Honor Warfighter. God, EA. Oh man, oh my goodness. Y'all see that Battlefield 4 beta? Everybody's still freaking out about how broken that game still is. Oh man. Listen, I don't mean to laugh. Battlefield 4 isn't in my collection. But the thing is, EA, man, y'all just trying so hard to be like Call of Duty. It's ridiculous that y'all shooting yourself in the leg, and it sucks that this Medal of Honor franchise got ran into the ground after these 2 reboot games, which I have the other one in here somewhere. I really wanted them to be good. That's why I have them in my collection, but EA, you fucked up. Then we got LA Noire. solid game. Not worth more than the one playthrough that it got. Dead Space, it's okay. Had a few little scares in there, nothing major. Then we get to Gears of War 3, which obviously you saw the Gears of War 3 branded 360. So I got that with the bundle. That was another day one purchase. Right next to it, we got the Gears of War Judgment, which is another day one purchase because I love the brand. So I went on brand love and bought Judgment against my better judgment. You see how I did there? And I regretted that. Not a whole lot, but I did regret it because Judgment had a different vibe, it had a different feel, and it just really took me out of the Gears of War world. And to be honest, I don't know who told them Cole and Beard was two of the most interesting characters in the Gears franchise. I don't know. I mean, Cole, I guess, had a little bit of interest, but Beard was really one of the most uninteresting characters, and to be playing as him as the lead character was just yawn-inducing. Yeah, so that's what happened there. Gears of War 3, loved it. I don't feel it was the epic conclusion that the series needed. You see what I did again, right? Anyway, it just wasn't, the bang wasn't as big as I expected it to be. Still a solid game, but it's not a game that I look back too much these days. I played it through about 2, maybe 3 times. It's not something I go back to very often, just because it kind of fizzled out to me. Then I got that Street Fighter Cross Tekken. You know, good fighting game. Probably the best tutorial in any fighting game I've ever experienced. So I really enjoyed that one. But you know, it's just a fighting game. You know, it's not Smash or anything like that. So it is what it is. Then we got the Halo 3 ODST, which I have not played. I have unwrapped it. I put it in. I touched it for a little bit. I didn't really like the feel of it. And not to mention, I'm really a sequence guy. So the fact is, I've played Halo 3, but I don't have Halo 3 in my collection, and I don't really remember it that well. So I did not want to go ahead and go through ODST, even though I know it's a side story and I don't need 3 in order to play it. I'm different. I want to play 3. Not to mention, right next to it, I have Halo Anniversary. Right, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. But there's no 2. There's no Halo 2. So that's why I haven't went ahead and purchased 3 for my library, because I'm not going to play 3 either until I get Halo 2 Anniversary. So Microsoft, I know you have one coming for the Xbox One, but you, by golly, you better have one for the 360, because I'm not looking forward to having my Halo collection incomplete because of you bastards not giving me a Halo 2 Anniversary on the 360. So as soon as I get that confirmation that it's coming, then I'll buy Halo 2 Anniversary, I'll buy Halo 3, and I'll buy Halo 4, and then I'll sequence the whole thing. Same thing, I got Reach here. I was able to play Reach because it comes before Halo. You know, I know these games are side games. Yes, you don't need to tell me that. I know, but that's just how I am. Grand Theft Auto, got the complete edition right there. Fun game, took me forever to finish it. Like I said, open world games, they have their merits, but to me they just tend to get a little boring. Sometimes you get caught up doing all kinds of other stuff, and you know, it just, the fun factor wears a little thin, even though you're doing all these things, because in a sense you're doing a lot of things, but the immersiveness still is not there. You can't walk into every door, you can't, you know, do certain things, you can't hit down certain things, you know what I mean? There's certain things that still let you know that yes, this is a game. And when you're giving me an open world game and then telling me, oh well, I'm still gonna seal you off and doing certain things, it just really destroys the sandbox effect. And I'm looking forward to this new generation really handling some of those things. And you know, in future videos you'll see me talk about things like that and address those things as well, what I think this new generation needs to do besides just address graphics. Next to it, we got Facebreaker. Well, don't need to say anything about that. I got it for like $4. Yeah, you produce a lot of garbage, EA. That's all I can say. Then we got Mirror's Edge, which is not one of those garbage games that EA has produced. Pretty decent game. It gives you a nice thrill ride feel, and I enjoyed it. It's not a game that you play through very often. I think I only gave it one playthrough, and I go back to it every now and then and play little bite-sized chunks of it. So looking forward to that reboot of that. Hopefully it's done right. Hopefully it's more immersive and more of a thrill ride than this one is. Then I got Battlefield Bad Company 2. I got 1 somewhere in here as well. I love the characters of this game, but the mechanics need work. So I love the world of the Bad Company, but the mechanics are awful, man. Even just the other day, I tried to go back and play Bad Company again because, you know, like I said, I love the world. And so I love the characters. So I wanted to go back and get a vibe with it. But then I got to it and I started playing, and there's no prone, and you know, it just some of the weirder decisions that they made. It just makes it feel stiff and odd, man. Good characters though, so hopefully they'll come out with a Bad Company 3 and make that the de facto Battlefield game, which I guess they're trying to do it Hardline, but we'll see how Hardline ends up. Got that Left 4 Dead, solid game. Did not like how they broke it up into little segments that really doesn't even connect into one overarching story. It does loosely, they kind of said, and if you kind of follow them in the sequence of the chapters, I guess it is, but the production values in this game was just way down. I am more of a single player gamer, so I look for more production value in a single player experience than I do in terms of the multiplayer factor. I know a lot of people love it because, yes, it's a great multiplayer experience. It's a great first-person shooter multiplayer experience, but I think the production values could have been done a lot better, and that's why I don't have Left 4 Dead 2 in my collection, because it's just essentially more of the same. So, on to, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot this. This is also one of my favorite franchises, and I guess the reason I didn't say it, well, aside from forgetting it, is that there's only really the 2 games, and part 1, although fun, is not as good as I would have liked. Now, part 1 is good because you get a buddy with you, or a few of your buddies or whatever. I think it's 4-player co-op. I've only ever done 2 though, but you get a buddy with you and you guys are playing this game. Awesome, fun experience. You play by yourself, it'll put you to sleep. It needed more interactivity. All the missions, you're just reading. Hey, reading is fundamental, I get it, but this is not how I want to experience a game like this. I did not want to experience the game world like that at all. But they rectified it a lot in part 2. Happy about that. We'll see what they do with this pre-sequel. I'm not looking forward to the pre-sequel though. I'll get it because I love the series, but it won't be a day 1 purchase. Let's talk about Borderlands 3. Then next to it, we got one of my games product of GameStop shopping. Yeah, that's Dead or Alive 4. Fun game. One of the best fighters on the market to this day. I've not played 5 because Itagaki was not there for 5. And honestly, Itagaki was the brains of it all. Okay? So, 4, still love it. It still holds up very well today against other fighting games. Solid game. Plus it has a female Master Chief in it, so that was pretty awesome too. Vanquish, awesome game. This game is awesome. It's one of the best, most fun and exciting, thrilling third-person shooters you're gonna play. I love the experience of just rocketing on my knees, just past enemies and just shooting them at the same time. This game is such a rush. It is an awesome game. Now, once you get into God mode and stuff like that, you're looking for a lot of pain, and you know you're pretty much a masochist at that point. But this game rocks. Okay, production values was really low. Story is extremely cheesy, but the action is fast, furious, and fun. Love it. Then we get down to Call of Duty World at War, which is the last military shooter to give me co-op campaign play. And I like that it did it, but it cheated me out of the experience because it takes a big chunk out of the screen, so you don't have the whole split screen experience properly. And let's be honest, it's World War II. Boring. Then next to that, we got the only 2K game that matters, NBA 2K11. Doesn't no other 2K NBA 2K game matter at all. I don't care about how good 12 was. Well, 12 a little, because 12 had the Legends challenge, but after that it's a wrap. Nothing, none of it mattered. I don't care how much they improved the mechanics. NBA 2K11, cream of the crop. Michael Jordan challenge. They really missed the boat on this because they could have added so many more. They could have done DLC with more Jordan challenges. They could have done 2K12 with more Jordan challenges. They could have been adding new Jordan challenges year over year. Missed the boat. Jordan is the greatest. Love playing as Jordan. Awesome, fun experience. Sadly, once I completed the Jordan challenges, the game collected dust. Then we got Bulletstorm here. It's okay. You know, they introduced the leash mechanic, and it was supposed to be so much fun, and yada yada yada, and yeah, you get to kick people. Okay, we're on to the next one. I mean, what can I say? It was an okay game. You know, I got it way after it came out too, and this was a game that, you know, that they hype, and it, you know, if you buy into the hype, you'll go out and purchase this game and just be disappointed with your 60 or 60 plus that you spent on this, because the mechanics aren't what they seem. You know, they aren't as good as people make it out to be. So, you know, I mean, I played it, I beat it, it's fun, whatever. Then we got the other Medal of Honor there. Another game that's overhyped. Oh, they got beards. Oh, garbage. Dragon Age Origins. Now, you people are gonna say this is gamer blasphemy. I understand, but I have not yet finished this game. It's a good game, but the mechanics are stiff and wonky, and it just takes me out of the world. I love the world, mind you, but the mechanics just keep me from really sitting through it and just powering through. But eventually I'll finish. I don't have 2 yet. I'll probably get 2 and do a marathon of 1 and 2 sometime before I purchase Inquisition. So, and I won't be purchasing Inquisition this year, so not a big rush on that. Game of the Year edition of Dead Island. What a letdown this game was. Oh my god. You know, this is a game that I waited for, and I personally love zombies. I love all things zombies. Walking Dead, favorite TV show of all time. Anything zombies, I'm on board. But this game does not do zombies justice. I thought this game was going to be like